Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another part of Persona 4 Arena Ultimax. Um, so I had to readjust my avatar because for some reason the size of it was off. Not sure why, but it's just a small thing. Anyways, I'm gonna try my best to finish off Elizabeth for today, and then afterwards, we're going to jump into the other story for this. Not sure how long that is, but yeah, hopefully it isn't too copy and paste like in this. Not saying that all of them are like that, but pretty much. Within the endless darkness are scattered countless bright lights, like a nebula. But those lights are not stars. Each one is a light of life, the gleam of man's souls. This is the world inside people's hearts, a place where every human's consciousness is connected and can be traced to their origin. Every memory since the dawn of man, and even those on ladder of its evolution, slumbers here. Some think of this place as a sea, and they may be correct. Depending on how deep you go, you see this world endless landscapes and immeasurable faces. Where I stand now is one of its furthest depths, a domain that existed far before life became sentient or even took form. Here there is only darkness of death and the radiance of life. I come here at times for a very important objective. Suddenly, a patch of darkness surges and undulates. The pitch-black substance swells with a tar-like consistency and quickly takes the shape of a giant arm.
My, it's rather stout compared to before.
Okay, Elizabeth is here? I'm sorry, why is she here? Just as good and evil are products of man's heart, there is a negative force here in the sea of souls that tempts man to corrupt and destruct, and to corruption and destruction. Though one's personal malice may amount to little, there are billions of people in the world. It's actually common for monsters capable of destroying mankind to develop without anyone realizing. This is one of them. Though it was only an arm at first, it quickly develops into an enormous human-shaped torso. Even in this space where up and down are fluid, its resentment-filled roar causes the air to shake. The monster raises an enormous arm towards the heavens. Its destructive power could tear down mountains. But it suddenly stops. Something is blocking its movement. I am, to be precise. You might think I'm nowhere on the scene. In truth, even the monster may be thinking that. But I'd like to direct your attention to the fingertips at the end of this giant arm. Closer? Even closer than that. Keep going closer, all the way to the index finger.
There. Do you see me now? Have I forgotten to introduce myself? My name is Elizabeth.
And of course she's breaking the fucking fourth wall, because why wouldn't she? I fix my gaze upon the two lights that seem to be the monster's eyes, but it twists away trying to resist.
Do you wish to behold death that much?
I grab the monster's index finger, and in one motion, I flip its immense body and throw it into the air. The monster cries out in agony, and the area quakes again.
Oh dear, it seems it won't be easy for one of this size. I cannot damage the world of everyone's hearts, and I hesitate to make a scene in the real world either. Time for a change of scenery.
I open the elegant grimoire in my hand. A large blue magic circle forms behind the thrown monster, Swallowing the gargantuan figure, I follow it in. What the fuck is she doing? Continual turbulent streams of light and darkness flow past the monster and myself. Eventually, I speak up.
We will soon reach our destination.
Another magic circle appears, an altogether different kind of black void, the one we came from. The monster is spat out there, and when it collides with the surface, a tremendous cloud of dust rises. I emerge from the magic circle, second, and rise into the air. On the horizon beyond the monster, I can see a deep blue sphere. She transported fucking Malice to the goddamn moon. I'm sorry, what the fuck? How?
Now, I had promised to show you death.
What? And I honestly shouldn't be questioning it at this point.
Your fate is in the cards.
A figure appears behind me, bearing several coffins.
The god of death, Thanatos. What do you think?
The light of the stars shines off its drawn sword and gleams bewitchingly.
Was it to your liking? Well then, farewell.
It flings its sword down at the monster's head. Against its fearsome size, the sword is barely larger than a needle. But the sword's merciless sharpness pierces far beyond the blade's length. That monster's body slices apart like wet paper. With a final death cry, the monster slowly dissolves and evaporates as black mist. An undefeating silence returns to the area. To break the quiet, a tune plays on my lips.
Velvet, oh velvet.
I create another magic circle in the air and step through it. I shouldn't remain long in this world without any real objective. This is not the world I belong in, after all.
My master has a large nose.
I was once a resident of the Velvet Room and served its master. The dark blue clothing I still wear is from that time. All the residents have their roles, but they are also on a journey. We help our guests grow as people, and the help we offer, we come to understand their ultimate question. It's the fundamental question of who are we?
Thinking back on it, I spent so many days like that for such a long time. I had thought that it would be impossible to change.
But 2 years ago, I finally reached my answer. One's identity cannot be sought out, but must be forged for oneself. It's something you built little by little. People call the freedom to do so potential, and by mastering it, people develop their unique identities. That is the understanding I came to. So it seemed to me I should believe in my own potential and wander in pursuit of my desire. It wasn't a hard conclusion to come to. That is why I abandoned my assigned role and departed on my long journey. Not gonna lie, as I was reading it, I thought long said dog. I have a set objective for myself, to defeat the monster I fought a moment ago, once and for all. I vanquished it then, but that is only temporary.
It'll surely resurrect within the year again, and I'll go through today once more.
That monster was born from the twisted riches arising from the lack of substance in people's lives. It slowly stagnates and seeps out. If this is life, then bring on death. Desires like that are what give it power. And that giant black arm tries to free death from its prison. It can never be left to act on its aims. But as long as people continue to wish as they do, the foul feelings will congeal, and it will revive endlessly. To truly defeat the monster would be change the very souls of the people. That cannot be done no matter how much it improves our skill in battle. I do not currently know this goal can be attained. How? It may be that no one in this world knows yet. Some new and some unknown miraculous power will most likely be required. That is why I wish to travel as far and wide as I can to broaden my horizons. Since I have only interacted with the guests of the room, I'm sure the scope of my knowledge is far inferior to a single human's. But there are infinite places for me to explore. I'll travel each one and satisfy my natural curiosity. How's my Elizabeth impression? Is it good? Well, I mean, obviously you all can't tell me right now, but feel free to let me know, if it's any decent.
Now, that's why I have come here. A double check on the danger scale situation that I just recently discovered.
I place my hands on my hips, and what I believe to be standing firm before me is what seems to be a replica of a building in the real world.
I sense multiple Persona users gathering. It's once in a blue moon that one discovers a place like this. I'm sure I can learn some interesting things here, or something along those lines. In any case, I, Elizabeth, can scarcely keep myself from getting involved.
For someone with a physical form to step into the realm of the mind would be for them to enter an even more abstract place than the Velvet Room. Normally it would be impossible, and even if it were, it would be very dangerous without a firm will. Or it could occur at all is intriguing enough, but on top of that, these people are mainly Persona users, and not just one or two. There's no denying that something truly extraordinary is happening here. Broadening horizons aside, I can't resist taking a closer look. When I get closer, I see a nameplate reading Yasugami High School, what seems to be the main gate.
This building, is it a school?
The school building before me looks aged, and I narrow my
It
eyes.
seems somewhat old-fashioned compared to the school I have experience with, but it has its charms as well. This is what they call animalist aesthetic. Animalist?
Oh god.
Bestial? Anyway, something along those lines.
Elizabeth. There are bizarre decorations as far as the eye can see inside this building. With this school, anyways, thus adorned. Was this school always thus adorned? Oh, gosh. Her speech patterns confuse me.
These decorations. Could this be the fabled school festival I've heard tell of? A festival is where one toys with the lives of goldfish in a scandalous game. One can also enjoy a combat simulation with close-range shooting tests using sniper rifle fire into the interior of stalls. Ooh, I'm starting to get excited.
Looking up, I spy a large sign done in vibrant colors.
One Grand Prix. Could this be a fighting tournament?
Would she not have seen that at the front of the school? Or did she just not pay attention?
This isn't why the Persona users are gathering, is it?
No sooner do my suspicions arise than I sense the first presence within the school and turn towards it. Come, Challenger. I wave my arms in anticipation. But something seems a bit odd.
That lady over there, she not a Persona user? Regardless of that, I sense something out of the ordinary.
When I close my eyes, I can tell while she may appear to be a human girl, something about her is amiss. I sense an unnatural disconnect from her memories and consciousness, not seen in most people.
Is she truly human?
Now that I'm here, I can sense the powerful combatants gathering one by one. If such power were to be used to its fullest in clashes of skill, the result could be life-threatening. This place is not meant for such a girl. If she were to be drawn into this, then in worst-case scenario...
Were I still my old self when I only lived to play out my role, I would leave her be. But I am different now.
And literally no one can tell her otherwise, because if you do, you're dead. I make my way towards the girl. As I approach her, I begin to hear voices. It seems that she is calling herself a student council president. I stride down the end of the hallway where she is walking, directly into her view. The girl gives me a slightly questioning look, but no more. She comes towards me, guilelessly.
Hey, excuse me. You got some reason to be at our school?
Up close, I can tell at once. There's no doubt that this girl is not human. Yes, yet she seems to be under that impression. The original residents of this place seem to believe that she is as well. But of course, that is impossible. The disconnect I sensed earlier must be related.
Could someone have tampered with her memories and psyche?
No matter how unusual her circumstances, such extreme gaps in awareness are no mere figments of the imagination. It's possible, but normally those with distorted view of reality have equally distorted emotions. And I do not sense that in her. Her emotions are in balance, only her memories and awareness fall short, like a corpse de ballet falling behind a soloist. I fix my gaze upon the girl before me once again. If she did not come here of her own will, then the events here may be more sinister than I imagined.
Are you sure this is how things should be?
Huh? What are you talking about?
I am a wanderer who only stopped here because I sensed great power gathering.
I can try to do this voice, but it's lacking consistency because I only just tried it, like, right now. So, yeah. Anyways.
I am in no position to give advice, but...
Oh, goodness. Let's go back. Oh, hey.
This place will soon be caught in a bit of a fracas. If you continue to avert your eyes from everything, I think it will have an impact on your life in the near future.
My life?
What you choose is up to you, but I believe there are factors preventing you from making the right choices at the moment. I couldn't bring myself to just stand by and watch as you lost your life before my eyes. That is why I came to you, so I could give you one last chance.
She has most likely forgotten who she is. I sense something shining, slumbering deep in her heart. It's the cool glow of a bond. No one has been who has been a resident of the Velvet Room could mistaken it for anything else. Before she forgot herself, she must have had strong feelings about someone or had made a promise to them. But I'll leave it to her to remember what it was. I hold out the Persona Compendium, as if handing it to the girl, and open its pages. Light streams out from it and washes over her. The light dispels the girl's false image, the illusion that made her seem human, though she is not.
Huh? What is this?
Her true form is revealed as a gleaming mechanical body. Her arms look as if steel plates are covering them. The girl frantically pulls at them to try to tear them off.
It won't come off. What gives?
My, what a robotically cool body. It is apparently meant for battle.
Hey, you! What did you do to me?
Nothing in particular. Well, Considering that you are meant for battle, I shall briefly be your opponent. During that time, why not think back about who you are?
Huh? My opponent?
This is gonna be so easy. Most likely I will not get through to her with words alone. Only by being forced into a confrontation will she truly be able to understand. She already knows how to use the steel limbs, which she supposedly never before
And
seen.
away we go.
Oh. Oh, well. Cruising for a bruising.
Final. Fight!
My turn. Here, freeze. Opening my gap, persona. Won't you have some?
Come on.
This one will hurt. Time for a drink. Your fate is in the claw. Persona. Time for a drink.
How sad. I even got a perfect on that. The girl collapses powerlessly. I used a soft touch during the battle. She should have sustained no injuries. Probably. Still, the girl does not stand back up, apparently due to mental rather than physical stress. Her own arms and legs had turned metallic. Yet in the heat of battle, she was able to use those foreign appendages with ease. If she truly thought herself to be human, that would have come to quite a shock.
That should be enough. I'm sure you realize now that you are not human. There must have been an important promise that could only be kept in that guise. That must have been your reason for living. Whether it's worth losing that or not, I ask that you give it serious thought.
An important promise. My reason for living?
Their potential will become unlocked through self-reflection. That was how it happened for me as well.
Now, it seems the tumult of trials is about to begin. In which case, I bid you good luck.
I close the compendium in my hand, and the worn pages rustle as they meet. By the time it shuts, I am already far away from the girl. In my absence, the illusion is again in place, giving her the appearance of a human once more. She may consider what happened to be a daydream, and that is quite all right. My intention was to give the girl an opportunity to awaken to the truth. What she eventually decides is up to her. But that aside, there's something else on my mind. The girl I thought looked human but wasn't. It is rare for even one such as I with an unimaginably long lifespan to meet someone like her. Yet she is the second such person I have known. The other was also a guest of mine once. She too resembled a human girl. I can sense her power somewhere here as well. Most likely she is here for reasons having to do with the girl I met.
What an intriguing event. More so than I had first imagined.
Though I came here on a mere whim, the trip may have been unexpected fruit. Perhaps I'll discover something important. My interest piqued even more now. I decide to go further in. When I do, the bustle of voices reaches my ear. Is that a cheer? One of the monitors nearby turns on after the cheer dies down. It's showing a girl in a school uniform.
Ladies and gentlemen, is everyone ready? It's time to get our program started. I, Reset, will be your commentator. Please hold your applause. You're too kind. You're too kind. Well, with things starting to heat up now, the General has a few words for you. The mic's all yours, sir.
Next, a person who seems to be the host takes the girl's place. Actually, person may be incorrect. That intriguing fluffiness and tantalizing round body.
Ahem. Well then, I'm proud to announce the opening of our very own P1 Grand Prix, presenting the manliest of all men.
This is more of a to-do than I thought.
I keep watching as the video was up with some upbeat music plays.
Is this an introduction to the contestants?
A number of girls and boys are introduced at a steady pace. I haven't seen any of their faces before, but they all appear to be persona users. Each one of them is tagged with a mocking epithet.
The carnivore who's discarded womanhood, the blood-curdling beefcake emperor, the sister complex kingpin. Are these signs of their willingness to cast aside their pride in pursuit of victory? I wonder if they're not casting aside a little too much. This is a rather novel idea.
There's no denying that those with power are gathering here for the tournament. The video comes to a close. Since I came here on my own whim, I'm obviously not featured in it. How unfortunate. I catch myself pouting my lips.
Should I officially enter this as well? Oh, but if the manliest of all men are the ones called for, I cannot participate. Then again, I distinctly spotted a woman or two in the introductory video, and I shan't concern myself with such trifling details. I shall soldier on.
The next time the host appears on the monitor, I will make my entreaty. If he turns me down, then I shall resort to force. Very good. My mind made up, I begin my walk through the school. And no one's gonna fucking say no to her. 'Cause you can't. Battles. Oh, where am I to find a battle? I look at the window nearby.
Oh my! The host himself is before my eyes.
Before I realize it, I'm already in motion.
Pardon my dynamic entrance.
Someone's here.
Looking around, I see a piano and portraits of famous composers lining the walls. I see. This must be what they call a music room.
Please forgive me for startling you.
Ooh! Who are you, miss?
I am Elizabeth, a mere elevator attendant, albeit one who is currently utterly neglecting her duties.
An elevator attendant? I don't believe it. I'm having culture shock. I wish Junessa's elevators had such beautiful attendants, too.
Excuse me, but may I ask your name?
Teddy! Doi!
I'm sorry. Would you mind repeating that in human language?
I was saying it normally. Teddy is my name, and I'm a proud bear.
I see. Teddy Bear. You have a rather creative flair to your appearance.
I wish you'd say cute instead. Though hearing a pretty lady like you say so makes my heart skip a beat.
Watching him, I cannot restrain my curiosity any longer, and prod his soft fur with abandon.
Huh? What are you doing?
This seems to lack ventilation. How does he breathe in there? Oh, there's a zipper.
Stop! I'm ticklish. Oh no! No opening! You're embarrassing me!
Oh, please forgive me. Curiosity almost killed the bear.
Huh? What were you planning on doing to me? You're even a tougher customer than the kids at the food court, miss.
When I step away, Teddy Bear lightly smooths over his fur to try to regain his composure.
Oh, I had forgotten what I originally meant to ask because of your fine coat of hair. Teddy Bear, though I am a woman, I wish to partake in this Grand Prix.
Huh? I can't help you with that.
Oh, but are you not the host shown in the introduction video?
It's all a huge misunderstanding. That guy's an imposter. Won't you hear me out?
It seems he is faced with some kind of dilemma. I decide to lend an ear to Teddy Bear. He animatedly describes his circumstances, but his arms and legs are too short to illustrate his point. His mannerisms are so peculiar that understanding is an uphill battle. But in the end, I grasp the basics.
I see. So you realized that something was amiss and came wandering in here yourself to investigate. But you fell into the imposter's trap and couldn't do a thing until a moment ago. You have my deepest sympathies.
Do I really? Anyways, everyone else is on the contestant list while I get the cold shoulder.
Is that so? Then, since we are both outcasts, let us participate of our own accord.
Our own?
May I request a match from you?
That makes no sense at all. What do you mean? Ooh, maybe a hot and heavy struggle with all kinds of clinches and holds?
A one-on-one battle to the extreme.
That makes no sense. Wait a second. You look a lot stronger than me, miss.
Alright, I'm sorry, Teddy, but you're gonna die.
Oh, don't be so modest.
No, I'm really not.
I'm very sorry, but the deadline for submitting a forfeit notice has expired.
You're not sorry at all. There are things I can't do, you know.
But it is not too late to forfeit your life.
Oh, but on the other hand, if I can try scoring with you later, I might rethink this.
Scoring? I do not understand the term, but if that is your stipulation, why, I accept.
Oh, you accept? Woohoo! I'm ready to go whenever you are.
That is, if you're still alive afterward. Well then, here goes. Your fate is in the cards.
This won't last long. I take my fighting stance. Settling matters through a show of force is simple, straightforward, and so beautiful. Now we just continue murdering everyone.
Final.
Summoning.
More than usual.
Pardon me. My turn.
Oh, what do you think you're doing?
Here, freeze. Pardon me. My attack. My attack. Won't you have some? Feminine. Here. My attack. Won't you have some? My turn. Here, freeze. You were here. My attack. Warning.
I'm done for.
Get out of here.
The road to dating is steep. Ugh.
The price of being a hero is steep. With an exaggerated groan, Teddy Bear collapses, or rolls down to be more precise.
Teddy Bear, you truly are an intriguing creature.
Hearing this, Teddy Bear strikes to his feet.
Are you interested in me?
Though you aren't human, you fight against your fate and wish to be with humans. I have witnessed one other case who bore such a fate in the past.
Huh?
You made a choice and decided how you wish to live. That is marvelous, Teddy Bear.
Marvelous? Me? Does that mean you're still okay with me trying to score with you?
That is not what it means.
Teddy Bear loses his balance for some unknown reason and falls over.
No! The way you shoot down my attempts reminds me of Yuki-chan.
Yuki-chan, is this an acquaintance of yours?
Yuki-chan is a very precious friend of mine.
You have friends.
Actually, everyone who is in that video are my friends. But I can't forgive them for having all the fun. I'll make them buy me a tasty treat for this.
I see. May I ask you something? Who would you consider the strongest among your friends?
You Narukami.
Well, Sensei, of course. He's the manliest of all men.
No, he has Izanagi no Okami, which is literally just a fucking god. And why does he have that? I don't know. But it makes sense thematically.
Sensei. If I recall correctly, that is the name of a governing class within a school, wielding the power of life and death over its students. Yes, that does indeed sound like the name of a strong warrior.
Sensei's our leader.
He sounds strong, but he seems to be unconnected to the former guest I am searching for. But as Teddy Bear speaks to his friend called Sensei, he wears a beaming expression. They must be connected with a truly strong bond. Inwardly, I am surprised. Though he is adorable, this teddy bear most likely used his something similar to a shadow. I am very curious about anyone who could form a bond with such a being. Thinking about it that way makes me interested in him as well.
Oh, that was quite helpful. Thank you.
Once the tournament's over, you should come hang out at Juness sometime.
Juness?
It's a place where Don Yosuke and I work. It's huge. You can eat food there, and they have candy, toys, and sexy bikinis too.
What a paradise on Earth! It seems there is still much I do not know about in your world. Well then, if you'll excuse me, I must get going now.
Be careful!
I bow politely. Teddy Bear waves back with a big smile. Going to kill some people today. Do. Not actually, I mean like in the game, of course. Now though, I decided to participate on my own. How should I proceed from here? I don't have a good understanding of this building's layout after all. I try going in and out of the building to test various paths, but I don't get anywhere.
It may have come to this.
I rear back in my head and inhale as deeply as I can. And then...
Bring out the next opponent! No one heeded my call. I suppose repeating that line isn't enough.
my shoulders sag slightly, and I concentrate on the area nearby. I sense an unexpected presence.
Aha! There is someone closer by than I had expected.
Why is the music loud all of a sudden?
What a reunion this will be! I'm starting to feel tingly.
There is no need for me to keep searching for an opponent, since one is already nearby. I trace the presence and proceed down the hallway. When I reach what appears to be an entryway, I can hear what sounds like voices quarreling. One of the voices is Teddy Bear, or rather the sham host, General Teddy.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! What a fight! No wonder you're an anti-shadow weapon.
I take no joy at all from your praise.
As I move forward, I find myself breaking into a run. Soon afterward, the voice's owner enters my field of vision. Just as I thought, that unmistakable figure, she's a guest I hosted in my life as a resident. If I recall correctly, her name is Igus. Upon closer inspection, she is aiming her weapon at General Teddy on the monitor.
Pointing your weapon at a monitor isn't very scary. But anyways, your next opponent is...
If I don't act now, the match will start without me. I must prevent General Teddy from speaking for the time being until my business is complete. Again, before I realize it, I'm already in motion.
Oh no! Pardon my bold entrance. Huh?
Did she just bust open the teeth?
Oh, the monitor's completely shattered. Who would do such a thing?
I can't believe she just fucking broke the mod. She's like, nope, fuck you, don't speak anymore. Oh my god, dude. This is amazing.
A strange
strange intruder has shown up.
Oh my. I thought we were having a touching reunion. How unfortunate that you would refer to me as a strange intruder.
A reunion? I don't recall ever meeting anyone so odd.
She who governs power. Does that ring any bells for you?
Huh? Wait. Are you the one I met in that blue room then? Your entrance just now was very different from how I remembered your behavior, so I didn't recognize you. But you're Eridanus' son.
No.
Eridanus? Who's that?
Elixir? Erengi?
In any case, I never dreamed that I'd meet you here.
That goes for myself as well. It's been a long time since I saw you. But why are you here? What about your duties of governing power?
I am currently in gross abandonment of my duties.
That was a very straightforward answer.
I love how she just casually says, I'm not doing my fucking job.
Considering the circumstances here, I'd like to test your strength as well.
Oh no. Oh god, I guess... I'm sorry. I excitedly flipped through the pages of the compendium.
What? Please, wait a moment. Does that mean you wish to fight me?
From what I've heard, in certain cultures in your world, one lets one's fists do the talking. Perhaps you could think of it as a sporty, modern, and extreme way of greeting one another.
I don't understand at all.
You seem to have become strong beyond all recognition. I'd like to see your power for myself, to broaden my horizons. Will you grant my shameless request?
I still don't understand. But does this mean your wish will be fulfilled if I agree to fight you? If that's really what you want? Will you mind if I don't hold back?
I couldn't ask for anything more. I, Elizabeth, will fight you with all the strength at my disposal. Now, let us begin.
Settling matters through a show of force is simple, straight. Pardon me. I said that once already. This is so goofy.
Final. Fight!
My attack, you have my attack. Oh my attack. My attack, won't you have some?
Summon you. Damage. Gyro heavy
Here,
damage.
some freeze.
Severe impact.
What? You're frozen now.
Severe impact.
Opening my deck.
Severe impact.
Summoning. What?
Aww.
Limiters distance. Severe no.
Venator.
Bring it on. Grandma's
Opening my
no.
deck. Venator. Fantastic.
Come on.
Grandma's like damage.
Let it happen.
Grandma.
My attack. Won't you have
Damage.
some?
Like damage.
Pardon.
Grandma.
Damage.
Heavy
You're
damage.
frozen.
Severe impact. Severe impact. No. Severe no. Overheating.
Ooh, my turn.
Right up.
Pardon.
Fire.
Round and round.
That hurt, didn't it?
You're strong.
Icus crouches down with a regretful expression.
Oh no, I was surprised myself. It's been a while since I fought with all my power.
I close my eyes and reminisce. Just as I had experienced, she has grown more powerful than before. Icus is not human. She has an artificial body, making her a sort of mechanical maiden. She was originally created as a tool to accomplish a set goal within established abilities. By gaining a heart, she forged her own destiny. She did this with the power that could only be gained by those emotions, the power of bonds. Her nature shifted from one direction by others to one who chooses for herself. she was no merely acting, but living. This shift caused a miracle, and she overcame her artificial origins to attain what could be called life. Some have had talent of returning bonds into greater strength by forming a contract through intense desire. We residents of the Velvet Room refer to this talent as the wild card, and it has oftentimes changed the course of history. Even I, who served as a resident for a long time, only encountered a few with that power. She is one of them.
I now have a wish of my own. Though it may take vast oceans of time for it to come true. Perhaps one day you will accompany me on the same journey.
What do you mean?
If our destinies truly do cross, you will eventually understand.
I guess this expression shows that she does not understand. But that is fine for now.
Ah, by the way, how have your friends been?
Huh? Oh, they're all well. Several of them are here right now.
Suddenly, a staticky voice echoes from the broken monitor speaker, interrupting our conversation. It seems I was not thorough in my destruction.
Testing. It's finally getting through. Hey, you! The one who's not on the roster! Who are you? Why are you gumming up the works?
It's that bear.
If you keep messing with my Grand Prix, I'll make you...
I snap my fingers of my right hand with a flourish. The speaker explodes. I'm sure that the announcement will bother us no more now. It seems I have finally finished it off.
Oh my! Flames have suddenly burst from the speakers. How dreadful.
Oh my god. Dude, she is like so chaotic neutral, and I'm like here for it.
That was 180% your doing.
Such repeated meddling. It seems I have a bit of a score to settle with the host, too. Well then, I will be going now. Please be careful.
Oh, wait. There is a rule in this tournament against the loser of a fight moving on.
Is there? Well, considering that I entered myself into the tournament, I do not think you count as a defeated contestant. That is only conjecture, though.
You entered yourself, yet you're going to settle a score with the host for complaining about you?
Huh, details.
I smile cheerfully in return and leave the area. Truly that was one of my better smiles.
I cannot believe that even Elizabeth-san came to this world. That's it! Her name was Elizabeth-san. I finally remember.
Did you also forget about Metis? Which, I mean, like, is still technically you, so... I mean, I guess you wouldn't. Anyways, eventually I reached the room known as the announcement room. When I approached the door, I sensed power from within. It seems the real host is here, and not on some monitor. I haven't encountered that persona user known as Sensei yet. Thinking about it, I would expect him to win his matches until reaching here. It may be easier to wait than search aimlessly for him. Upon closer inspection, the door is slightly open. There are people inside.
I sense 3 people.
I cautiously speak up to the door and peek inside. Sneak. I mean, why are you talking to a door? Why would you do that?
What a shame. You gave it a try, but there's no way anyone would understand you. Huh? That is that teddy bear imposter. The student council president is here too. It seems the false teddy bear's tone is much harsher than before. Has he been meeting with difficulties lately?
When I look again at what's going on inside the room, a sinister aura swirls around General Teddy. A surprising transformation occurs. His silhouette reforms into a shapeless lump. which resolves into a figure of the council president girl.
I'm the shadow. The true self.
Goodness, that false teddy bear was actually the girl's shadow. I see. It's true that suffering to this degree could cause a shadow to go berserk and affect its surroundings.
The girl's true appearance has already been exposed. It seems she finally was able to face her unoriginal nature. Surprisingly, the enemy forcing the illusion upon her was her other self. I'm glad that she has awakened to her true self, but this is a shocking and drastic turn of events.
At least one of them has to understand how I feel. Isn't that what you thought? The important part is that it's all your fault.
That's not true.
You want the everyday boys and girls to experience what you had to go through. You want to see close friends fight for their lives against each other. Because if they do that, then they might understand. You want to make them understand.
That ain't true.
It's all right, though. You don't have to worry about that anymore. I'll take care of everything from here. I'll destroy anyone who doesn't understand you and comes to get in your way. Just like you once did.
Please stop! That's all a lie! You're not me!
Finally! You finally said it! I'm finally free!
And then there goes the same thing. And a skip. The shadow has gone berserk. At this point, it can no longer be stopped solely by the original person. Worse, the shadow has no more reason to keep its host alive, if this continues. But a third person storms onto the scene just as I'm about to intervene.
Labrys.
It is a young man in a school uniform. For a moment, I am utterly captivated. What powerful fire he has in his eyes. On second look, I recognize his face from the video. As I recall, his name is Kingpin Yu. No, that's not right. Sister Complex Yu. No, that sounds even further from his actual name. Narukami. That's right, it's Yu
I won't
Narukami.
let you hurt her anymore. If you're gonna keep rampaging, I'll fight you.
Fine! Then you'll be the first to die!
The shadow's attack hurtles towards the young man. But he does not flinch and takes a fighting stance after smoothly evading it. Seeing his heightened determination, I detect a distinct presence about him.
That young man is a persona user too.
Ah, and that's not all. This sensation is similar to when I encountered Igus.
Could his powers be?
There is no doubt about it. It's the same as hers. He too is a persona user whose awakened talent is that of the wild card. The shadow launches its next attack at the young man. The battle axe it brandishes as a cluster of steel as long as she is tall. If he truly can wield these powers, he may be able to stop such an attack, but it is not a sure thing.
This opportunity cannot be missed.
This time, I enter the room and step between the two.
What?
Pardon me as I interrupt this scene.
Who are you?
A message from the following sponsors. Elizabeth.
You! How? I set up walls so you couldn't pass through. How did you get here?
So you couldn't pass through? What is it referring to? Oh, it could have been those invisible walls I bumped in from time to time. I suppose, thinking back, I did run around afoul of such things along the way. But a little push was all it took to pass through them, so I barely paid them any heed.
Such parlor tricks can get stuffed.
The shadow and the young man both look quite perplexed. Was what I said so shocking? I take the opportunity to step towards the young man and look him straight in the face.
Ah, are you perhaps the sensei that Teddy Bear spoke of? Someone who has awakened to the power of the wild card through Velvet Room's guidance.
What? Wait, that blue outfit. Who are you?
I flash him a smile and turn my gaze towards the girl collapsed nearby. I believe he called her Labrys a moment ago.
I see. I feel that I have a good grasp on the situation now.
Then can't you tell you're in the way? Get out of here!
I cannot do that. I came to settle some business I had with you, the tournament's host.
What business?
To be blunt. What business was it?
How the hell should I know?
Oh my god.
That was harsh.
It turns out that I do not care about such trifling details after all. My apologies. Please forget my mention of business. Actually, my search for a certain individual has unexpectedly concluded, so we're done here.
Who said we're done? That's it! I'll kill you where you stand!
I wouldn't recommend it. If I may be so boastful, it would be a battle you stand no chance of winning.
What?
My words must have been so humiliating that the shadow's face flushes red and it gropes for words. I ignore it in order to speak to the young man.
It's nice meeting you, by the way. I am Elizabeth. Would it ring a bell if I mentioned that I am the one who governs power?
You mean like Margaret?
Okay, just making sure I didn't skip anything.
Oh, do you know my older sister? I see, no wonder.
Stop ignoring me, bitch!
Holy fuck! I shield the young man behind me and turn towards the shadow.
Please wait a moment. I must ask the one over there to leave this place before we resume.
It's you who's going to leave!
I was sure that I gave the proper warnings earlier. So it goes. Your fate is in the cards.
He really fucked up. The last thing you want to do is try to provoke Elizabeth. Oh my god, dude. Ugh. I tried to fight her in Persona 3 one time. Or not. Was it in Persona 3? I don't think you can fight her. I don't know. Anyways, not important. I think it's actually Margaret that you fight in 3.
Pardon me. Your fate is in the card. Warning. My attack. Pardon
Oh? What are you doing?
Oh, no. Would you mind waiting for a moment? Pardon me. My attack. Pardon me. Pardon me. Your fate is in the card. Change things out. It's nothing.
Anyways.
How could it end like this? It's all completely ruined.
The shadow falls to its knees, its will completely drained. I doubt it has strength left to attack us.
This is me?
The girl, still unable to stand, stares blankly at her own shadow. I turn around towards the young man. This P1 Grand Prix was most likely caused by the girl's shadow manifesting her suppressed anguish. But this young man tried to reach out to her, even at the risk of his own safety. And even after seeing proof that she was the one who caused that risk.
Excuse me, but may I leave the rest of this to you? I'm ashamed to say so, but delicate persuasion is not my forte.
I understand. I agree that you don't seem like you'd be too good at it.
The young man walks towards Labrys, who is still at a loss for words. I have yet to have a proper conversation with him, but I sense a certain trustworthiness in his strong steps.
Miss President, or actually Labrys.
What am I supposed to do? What difference does it make if I accept this? In the end, no one's gonna understand me anyway, right?
It's true that others won't be able to easily understand your pain. But are you gonna give up after just one try at showing them? One victory or loss doesn't matter. What matters is that you don't give up. That's what I think.
I shouldn't give up?
No, you can do this. You're not alone anymore.
Labrys's eyes widen as if realizing the brightness of the sincerity before her. The young man waits patiently for his words to sink in. After some time, Labrys finally steps up and looks towards me.
Hey, is this what you were talking about before?
I am also not human, but who you are is for you to decide. That is the power of potential that everyone holds. Even for a machine, I believe that still holds true.
You could have just said so when we first met.
Alas, I have always had some difficulty making myself understood.
Come on now, you should go to her.
Labrys faces her shadow, once more at an urging of the young man. And then the hug scene, where she gets her persona.
Congratulations!
Yeah, you did well.
Thanks.
There's no need to thank us. It was all you.
Seeing Labrys smile, I can't help but grin as well. But her relief only lasts for a moment, before the strength drains from her body as she stumbles.
Labrys!
The young man hastily catches her.
There's no need to worry. She must have reached the limits of her stamina.
He props the unconscious Labrys down against the wall.
The strength that binds hearts together. No matter how many times I witness it, its beauty never fades. May I borrow some of your time?
The young man looks over his shoulder in surprise, but when our gazes crosses, he turns as if understanding.
Are you a resident of the Velvet Room too?
Well, in a way. I have abandoned my duties at the moment in order to see through a desire of mine.
What did you want with me?
I calm myself before opening my mouth once more.
In order for my wish to be granted, I require a power much greater than what I have. But it is most likely not power used to fight. It is something else. I wish to understand what that is. The power of the wild card that changes bonds into strength. I have a feeling that the key lies there.
I don't really understand.
Put more bluntly, I wish for you to show me your potential.
The young man considers everything I've said, but eventually sighs before responding.
I get it now.
You don't mind?
Would you back down if I said no? After what you said before, I don't think you'd back off that easy.
Touché.
I take a slightly defensive stance.
There is no need to be lenient. I invite you to approach this battle as if you intend to kill me.
I didn't think I could win any other way.
Thank you. Well then, here goes. Your fate is in the cards.
Alright, time to fight again. Some talking, fight. Some talking, then fight. It's probably the most fighting we've ever done in a story, I think.
Final.
Ooh, I like the music here.
Opening my deck.
Go.
Oh,
Pardon me. Would you mind waiting for a moment? Pardon me. Pardon me.
what are you doing?
Over here.
Pardon me.
Come on.
It was a good try. I see.
Go.
I see.
Go.
I see.
Go.
I see. That was quite close. That was quite close. Pardon me.
Go.
Oh my.
Really?
Pardon me. My attack. Here. Bloody attack. Time. Penalty. Pardon me. My attack.
We're through
Pardon
play.
me.
Two.
Here is some freedom. You were
I'll show you.
You're frozen. My pardon me.
Get out of here. I think I had enough playing with him.
She's so strong.
I see. You do indeed have great power.
Even while saying so, I am conflicted in my expression clouds. It's true that he was strong. He expertly wields the power of the wild card. But thinking about it, that isn't what I wanted to learn. The power of the wild card doesn't stem just from one's skill in a fight. His strength comes from his knowledge that he cannot avoid fighting to gain his desire. The strength happens to manifest as power in battle. But what I want to learn has little to do with combat. Will I ever get closer to the root of the matter with this method? But even if I find that, I don't see another way. I have measured all types of strength, great and small, as one who governs power. I feel suddenly anxious.
Could it be that it's something I cannot understand?
Will I never be able to understand, as one distant from the workings of human society? Has it been impossible for the start of my wish to be fulfilled? I then noticed the sound of footsteps.
Hey, are you okay? Oh shit, dude, what happened to you?
Yukon, are you all right? Senpai, hang in there.
It seems that once the shadow who created this place was vanquished, the rules keeping everyone trapped here nullified. These must be the friends he formed bonds with. But...
Yo! Did you do this? What did you do to Senpai?
one of them turns his fierce eyes on me.
You're so mean, miss! This is going too far!
Who are you anyway? You better explain yourself!
If you did this with malign intent, we won't let you leave here so easily.
Their anger at seeing their friend hurt. That was a new experience for me. Their bond gave birth to anger, grew into animosity, and the fury is now directed towards me. But the young man stands up.
One more time.
He requests this even though he is badly wounded. A rematch would seem to have only one possible outcome.
What?
Please, that is enough. I've already witnessed your strength.
If this ends with my defeat, it doesn't count as me showing you my potential.
But
You shouldn't jump to conclusions. I thought I said this once today. What's important is that you don't give up after one try. You have to hang in there.
Holy shit.
My friends that I haven't seen in a while are all here. I can't just wave the white flag.
I like that. The moment the young man makes his declaration, a mysterious presence fills the area.
what in the...
Margaret. The presence surges with power and creates a whirlpool of light around him. Within that light, the young man's determination and drive instantly rekindle.
What is that power?
I scent the wild... Is it the wild card he holds? I then notice that the young man's friends are standing behind him, in support. All of them are fixing their gazes on me as I stand perplexed. The bond that they share in their very core is echoed in their eyes. I suddenly feel as if I'm comforting a fearsome giant. Confronting.
I cannot believe I am seeing this.
I find myself starting to back off. My footsteps are unsteady as I go. A small dip in the floor behind me, no larger than a fingernail, throws me off balance. Surely I'm about to fall. But the unseen arms catch me.
Are you all right?
You're...
In contrast to my utter bewilderment, she wears a calm smile. When I turn back, the young man in the surge of power has already dissipated. I catch myself sighing in relief. Even when I review my long memory, I can recall no occasion which I had felt so overwhelmed before.
What was that just now? Do you happen to know what this power is?
I do not know the specifics, but
Igus also turns her gaze towards you and his friends.
that must be the power of their bonds. The power that stems from not being alone. I don't know why, but I feel like I understand when I'm watching them.
The power of not being alone.
It's a power that they all share. It isn't just his. Did their strong bonds turn his determination to not lose into an instant recovery for him? I am suddenly reminded of a conversation I once had with my sister. If something is impossible for them to accomplish alone, they will work together, as friends, and have even worked miracles at times. Those were the words I spoke to her.
What's important is that you don't give up.
It is cliche to hear, but its wisdom is profound. I dismissed his potential, judging by my standards. I almost gave up in the same way, thinking that I would be unable to understand. But he refused to allow that. His power proves that there is not only one standard. It is truly the strength found in numbers.
So this is a bond.
When I think about the guests I met who had formed bonds, I may have focused too much on those individuals. I never took much interest in who they bonded with or how those bonds were forged.
What I should be studying isn't just him, but all of them together. Not the strength of a person, but of people. That may be the lesson. It seems I am starting to find hope.
I nod in satisfaction.
Today's festivities made for quite a wonderful Grand Prix. Considering that there have been some gains, I should be going, if you'll all excuse me.
I turn to make my exit.
Huh? Wait a sec, you haven't explained yourself yet! You haven't even told us your name!
It's Elizabeth!
Hey! Back here! What are you all happy
My
for?
God, dude. She just walks off.
Who was she? Well, the odds are low that she was the mastermind behind this case.
Enough about her! Senpai's more important! We'll get you out of here in no time, so hang in there, Senpai! Teddy, get a stretcher ready!
Huh?
What are you standing around for? Move!
Guys, I'm not exactly critically injured, you know?
I think it's wonderful.
You're...
Seeing you surrounded by friends reminds me of a certain someone.
a certain someone?
There is no need to worry, everyone. His wounds are not serious. He is merely exhausted.
Oh, thank goodness. Wait, who are you?
And then it just ends. Oh. Okay. Hold up. I could have left by a shorter route, but I returned to the school's front gate and looked back at the school. The faces of the people I parted with a moment ago are called to mind. Amongst them is that young man's face. I only faced him briefly, yet I recall him with surprising vividness.
I'm sure that he will continue to increase his strength of heart. It is a given with so many friends. I am a little bit envious.
I turn the pages of the compendium and draw a magic circle in the air.
Well then, farewell.
I soundlessly pass through it and leave as if melting into the scenery. I close my eyes and my thoughts drift to the past.
Elizabeth?
Oh? Oh my gosh.
Elizabeth, are you listening? You seem lost in thought like that frequently of late. Could this mean that you finally began to be troubled over things, like a normal person?
How scathing of you, as usual.
Believe me, sister, I am not as bad as you. What's the matter?
My dear sister, I want to tell you a fairy tale.
What's this about?
In our world, at the far reaches of the Sea of the Soul, there stands a large door. A soul which devoted itself to sealing that door slumbers there.
Why did it do such a thing?
That soul is risking itself to prevent those who have lost sight of life's brilliance from luring the world to self-destruction. It has become the guardian of the door, of the whole world, in fact.
That is a very sorrowful story.
My dear sister, do you think I can save that person?
I thought it was a fairy tale.
It may be impossible alone, but what if I joined forces to do it? This person's friends are capable of miracles at times.
This person you speak of, is it... I hope you're not planning to...
Oh, don't be silly, my dear sister. I told you, it was only a fairy tale.
To a certain degree, all of your stories are like fairy tales. I don't know what's troubling you, but be sure that you don't neglect your duties.
I think we all know what happened with that. When I open my eyes again, I'm in the sea of the soul, a world where countless bright lights shine like a nebula.
Velvet, oh velvet.
I begin singing a song, but now that I'm here again, I feel a hint of loneliness. I smile inwardly at myself. What happened today was very fruitful for me, though it came with a certain realization. I still do not have anyone in this world outside the Velvet Room that I wish to form a bond with. My lack of a hunger for such things may have prevented me from understanding.
No, that's not quite right either.
Lack of hunger? That's not it. In truth, it was within my power, but I was turning my gaze away from it. After all, I didn't begin this journey only to find means to defeat that monster. I thought by defeating it, I could see him again.
To think I was unconsciously afraid of something and keeping my distance from it.
That's actually really surprising. And sad.
That is quite a surprise.
The mechanical girl, the young man today, and my old guest all had their own desires and resolve from the start. I should make myself just as resolved if I am to achieve my desire as well. I will face it unblinkingly and accept it. I will admit that the loneliness in me arose from leaving my old residence. The sick feeling of loneliness will surely torment me and cause me grief forever. But if I harden my resolve to allow from embracing that pain, I am certain that my yearning heart will yield great power. Bonds, the other half of being, along with death. Just as death gives life its shine, I'm sure loneliness will shed new light on the question of bonds. That is when I will obtain the power of bonds in the truest sense. Certainly I will not have to achieve that miracle alone.
Though I cannot defeat that monster now, I may in time gain the power to truly erase it.
He must have felt that hunger as well. That is why he tried to protect his bonds with his life, leading him to the universe. I smile to myself again. As one who leads others, I have only now gained enlightenment about it, the true meaning of bonds. And at that moment, a single card drifts down before my eyes.
Oh!
Hovering before me like a butterfly, fluttering its wings, it's the card of the Fool. It bursts into pearls of light on my hand.
To think the day would come where I would behold my own arcana and not that of a visitor's.
Okay, so it's confirmed that Elizabeth is a protagonist now, and the next persona is going to be Elizabeth. 100%. The Fool. It represents freedom, purity, possibility, and
the beginning of a journey. It may be that my journey has finally truly begun. The fool, Well, I am aware that I still do foolish things.
I give a wry smile and look up. My gaze is fixed on what lies ahead. It is an enormous door that looms like a small mountain in the center of a void.
Please wait for me. One day I shall surely see my wish come true.
I briskly turn on my heel away from the door. My walk begins.
Velvet, oh velvet.
My bright song will no longer have mournful undertones.
My master has a large nose.
I have yet to determine a sure path. There is no assurance that my wish will come true. And whether I will truly make some sort of connection with those I encounter today isn't certain either. But I have hope now, and that is what lets me go on. This time I can head towards the future I desire without losing my way. Oh my goodness. It wasn't actually that hard to read because it's kind of similar to my voice anyway, so. But yeah. Alright everyone, I think that's gonna be all of this part of the story, and like I said, after that we're going to go to this. My god, there's a lot here. I don't know how long this is gonna take, but this is probably gonna take up like most of the time. So, well, yeah. I'm gonna end the video here though. So, yeah, everyone. I hope that you all enjoyed this video. And I hope that you all have a magnificent day. And if you enjoyed this video, please do consider liking, subscribing, and leaving a comment down below. But until next time, everyone, goodbye for now.